Good evening, everybody.
Oh, good evening, Duncan.
Good evening, Duncan.
Hello. How you guys doing?
Your background is pink, right? And you also wear pink, is it?
No, it's not pink. I'm wearing, what color is this? Blue.
It looks like
Guys, it's already 8 p.m. Really, should we start?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, good evening, fellow Toastmaster member and guests, and welcome to our meeting number 157. And our theme of the meeting today is Be the Leader You Would Follow. Yay. So before we begin, there's a few house rules I need you to take notes. But before we go to the house rule, please remember to rename your names. I show on my slides. Let me spotlight myself. Okay. So please indicate how to rename yourself. So you rename your roles, name, and club. So you can see the bottom there, my role for today is Sergeant at Arms. My name is Justin, and club is from Elite. So as a guest, you just rename yourself guest, then followed by your name. So there's a few house rules before we resume our meeting. Only members and registered guests are allowed to enter the meeting. Please rename yourself accordingly. Screen sharing is not allowed in the meeting. Please remain muted at all times. Please do not record. Only the host will record in the meeting. Please do not download in the chat room. We encourage everyone to turn on the video to experience the full experience of the Toastmaster meeting. And host will dismiss anyone who violates the rules and without any notice. And then I will pass the control to our Toastmaster, Hasno. Over to you, Hasno.
Thank you, Justin, and welcome, everyone. I'm glad and grateful for being able today and attend our meeting. And I wish to thank Justin for doing a great opening for our meeting team, Be the Leader You Would Follow. Thank you again for taking time out and being here today to our Elite Toastmaster meeting number 157. My name is Hasnol, and I'm Elite Toastmaster Club President for this term. For benefit of our guests, Elite Toastmaster Club was started on March 2014 with a club mission building articulate and vibrant leaders. The club providing a space and supporting environment, a place where members to practice and honing their communication and leadership skills. In return, members gain confidence in communications and building their leadership skill. I will pass my fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm not going to details on the meeting theme today. I'm going to share with you at the end of our meeting today, because today we have a very special where we're going to conduct an annual general meeting for our Elite Toastmaster Club. Okay, to all guests, you are welcome to join in our AGM meeting at the end of our club meeting. Yeah. Okay. Let's move the spotlight to guests. To guests, could you share us your name? How did you find Elite Toastmasters? What brings you to our club today? And what we could help you? Yeah. can can we have our first guest to start and introducing their name? Can I have a thing? You're muted, Ting.
I think Ting mentioned in
Ting,
the
is
chat
it?
that her audio having some problem.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Ting mentioned in the chat group that her audio having some problem.
Okay.
So that would be very choppy. Yeah.
But
All right.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Oh, okay, you can hear me. All right. Okay. This is actually my second time joining Elite Toastmasters. I think I joined the first meeting a month back. I was quite busy studying for an exam. So I decided. Then my exam got cancelled because of the pandemic. So I decided, okay, it's time to get back to Toastmasters. So I'm looking to actually join a club, and I found Elite Toastmasters actually from Instagram, I think, and I reached out to Suwan, and he kindly invited me to attend Toastmasters meeting. So I'm looking forward to enjoying tonight's meeting. Thank you so much for inviting me as a guest. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ting. Thank you for introducing yourself. And yes, indeed, you have been second time attending our Elite meeting. Welcome again. And let's move on to our next guest, Ollie. You want to introduce yourself? Ollie, not able to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, great. Sorry, I'm having technical problem. I've been juggling around all this stuff. Hi guys, my name is Ollie. This is my second time joining Toastmaster Elite. I've been scouting around for a place where I can improve my language, and I browsed through Facebook and stuff, and I found Elite. Reach out, and Suwan have very kindly to look me in the previous meeting. So this is my second time joining, and look forward to learning from all of you, all this. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ollie. Thank you, Ollie, for introducing yourself. Yes. Good that you're able to attend our meeting for today. Look forward and hopefully you have a good experience at the end of the meeting. And let's move on to our next guest, Gui Zing.
Hi guys, can you guys hear me?
Yes, can you turn on your video? Therefore,
Actually, I'm using my old computer, so the
Yeah.
cam is not really working.
all right.
Yeah. So
Good.
I'm placing. Yeah. So this is my first time joining this Elite Toastmaster, and basically, yeah, my first time joining this kind of Zooms. And what else? What else? The question?
What bring you to our meeting today, and what we can help you?
Oh, I see. Actually, I want to register myself as one of the members. So they like recommend me to join one meeting first and see how things goes. And why would I would like to join Toastmasters because of I think my presentation skill is not that good. So I wish to improve on this part. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zoe. Yes, indeed, you come to the right place where you will have a good experience throughout the whole Toastmaster program, and especially our environments as our elite Toastmaster clubs. Okay, now our last guest. Yes, Ting. Ting, would you like to introduce yourself to everybody? I think. Oh,
I think she just introduced herself.
okay. Okay. Thank you, Ting. because I saw just one more guest coming in just now. All right, no worry. Okay, let's move on to the next session. Now, I would like to call our toast ceremony, Joanna Louis, to take the control and start with our toast ceremony. Joanna?
Thank you, Hasno. Can anyone hear me clearly? Yes, thumbs up sign, everyone. Good, good. So we have come to today's meeting theme where I would like to share with you guys a bit of a story. Today's meeting theme, our theme is Be the Leader You Would Follow. Just very quickly, show of hands that any one of you out there who's working or still studying ever felt being taken care of, like really being taken care of? Any show of hands? Yes, yes. I see Justin showing a lot of hands. Yeah, that's good. Okay, you can see why I emphasize the word taking care, right? I would like to also relate this back to two very important quotes from Simon Sinek. The first quote is this. They said, great leaders don't see themselves as great because they actually see themselves as human. And this actually relate very strongly to myself. And another very important quote that I always like is this. A good leader actually takes care of those in their charge. A bad leader takes charge of those in their care. Okay, I'll let you guys sink in there for a while. So basically what I want to share with you guys is this. Leadership is also knowing what to do and when to do it. And I would say there is never a time that we actually should treat those that we lead with respect, with kindness and empathy, of course. And I would like to share this personal story with you guys as well, because let's call this person, this temporary employee that I know, let's call her A. Okay, when I first got to know A, her morale was very low. She didn't really have a lot of heart to do the work she was assigned to. I've heard some not really good news from like colleagues who work close to her. So I'm trying to also understand like what could be the root cause of this person, because I definitely do see a lot of potential in this particular temporary employee. And so I got to know her better, and things change along the way, and I work with her closely. So without the factor or influence of other colleagues around her, I got to work with her closer, and then I actually try to coach her properly and see what sort of leadership style that actually influence her or work with her better. And over time, and fast forward to today she's finally a permanent employee of Lazada, of course, and she's very happy, and she's completely a new change person, whereby there are a lot of things which I don't even have to remind her or kick her to move, and she's already doing things automatically. And surprisingly, I also saw on her LinkedIn that she actually wrote a little note where it was one of her late night thought that she actually thought of putting it out there in her LinkedIn note to say that I'm very proud of myself, and partially it's because I'm very blessed to have a good teammate and team leaders as well, who actually saw what was the potential in her and actually looked after her throughout to push that out of her. Yeah, so basically what my personal story here is this, guys. The easy job is always about doing the rest of the job. The harder job that we always need to do as a leader or even as good bosses is taking care of people, of managing people. That is the harder job to do. So when you are able to do that hard part of the job, the easy job, the rest will actually take care of itself. Okay, so these are the things that I want you guys to remember. And because I personally have gone through good bosses, bad bosses, and trust me, the good bosses, you will always hear their names now and again, even after so many years, and they will always be the one who reach the goals they've set along with their team and not just take credits. And these are the bosses who will eventually become colleague turned friends. And well, the bad bosses, you guys know how it's like. They will simply just disappear along with the fads in life. So as a toast for tonight, guys, can I have all of you to have your coffee cups, wine glasses, whatever cups or mugs that you have with you? On a count of three, let's just toast to good leaders. Okay, let's just say good leaders. 1, 2, 3. Good leaders.
Good
Cheers.
leaders.
Good leaders.
Good leaders.
Over back to you, Hasno. No, actually, I pass it on to Toastmaster of the evening. That will be KJ. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Thank you, Joanna. Well done. In a toast, Joanna shared that good leaders, we are toast to be a good leader. Yeah. And also she actually said that a good leader see themselves as a person. Right. So there's a few key things that we can take away from Joanna's side. Now, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is KJ and I'm your Toastmaster of the evening, TME, which is also known as the MC of the night. Now, in Toastmasters, what do we do? Toastmasters only focus on two things. Sorry about this light, because my light bulb a little bit got problem, right? So I will be doing this speech in a disco type. Right, back to the serious part now. Toastmasters, we actually focus on two things. Number one is communication, and number two is leadership. And how do we improve in communication part, which is why we joined Toastmasters meeting. In every Toastmasters meeting, we separate into three different parts. First one is table topics, where you are given a topic and you speak on your feet right away. Right. Second part is the assignment speech, where our members spend time to prepare and present a speech. And lastly, after you have given a lot of speech, you want to know how well you have been done. And we have people who tell you how good you are and where to be improved. And that is the evaluation sessions. So total, we have 3 sessions in every Toastmasters meeting. So that is the communication part where we can improve in Toastmasters. What about leadership? The leadership, as you can see based on the agenda on our right side, you can see a lot of different names, such as my name is there, right? Joanna's name as a toast, and different role play. So when you take up a role play, you actually start to lead by telling people what to do, by doing something, and then encourage people what to be improved as well. And that is the leadership part. Where here I will be introducing our different role players, starting with our grammarian, which is Toastmaster EJ. Toastmasters EJ, over to you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you, KJ.
Good evening. Thank you.
For today, I am your grammarian, and as a grammarian, I am responsible to introducing the word of the day. The word of the day is surmount. The meaning is, as you can see in the bottom left corner of the agenda, it means to overcome a difficulty or obstacle. An example of usage would be, in order to achieve our goal, we must surmount many obstacles. And now, can I have everyone please unmute themselves and repeat after me the word of the day? Ready?
Surmount.
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 Wonderful. Now everyone has used it one time, and I look forward to everyone that comes up to speak, to use the word of the day many more times. My role as the grammarian is also to comment on the use of the English language throughout the course of our meeting, including any outstanding uses of the language. I'm also be watching for the mistakes that we usually make in our grammar, such as misused words, incorrect pronunciation, and poor sentence structures. And by the end of the meeting, I will present my report to everyone. With that, I hand the control back to KJ.
Thank you, EJ. So to support our grammarian, whenever we heard someone use the word surmount, can we do this together? So that we can support the word of the day to come out even more. All right? Okay. EJ, please take note. I have one. All right, it's okay. Next, we'll have our R counter, who is Toastmaster Mark. Mark, over to you.
Mark, I think you need
Mark, we
to
can't-
change your
we
mic
can't hear you.
settings.
Testing. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Testing. Okay, thank you so much.
Can.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mark. I'm the R counter for today. My role as an R counter is to the use of vocal pauses as well as speech clutches such as us, us, you know. I also will be taking note of when a speaker speaks a word or phrase such as I, or this means, this is known as a double clutch. I will keep track of everyone and report at the end of the meeting on who best controlled their use of filler words. And this concludes my explanation of the role as an R counter. Back to you, Thierry.
Thank you, Mark. So you see, R counter is the person who we are afraid of because in Toastmasters, he is the person who catch all the nervous words, and all, right? So beware of those words. Next, we have our timekeeper, Toastmaster Vance. Vance, over to you.
Thank you, KJ. Okay, hello everyone. I will be a timer of the day of today. And as a timer, I will time the table topics and speaker, formal speech, and the evaluation. And I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, this one, yellow, and the red card, which do not specific time remaining. So for time is go, use it wisely, and good luck to everyone. Back to you, KJ.
Thank you, Vance. Right, timing is also very important. So whenever you see red light, start to end your conclusion, right? So now, before we go into table topic session, ladies and gentlemen, please, whenever we have someone who's speaking, please support them by sending more reactions or give thumb up or do anything else that you want. Try to support the speaker, right? And now I would like to pass the control to Chen Chun, Toastmaster Chen Chun, for our table topic session. Chen Chun, over to you.
Thank you very much, KJ, for the wonderful introduction. Now, in the table topic session, very simple. You volunteer yourself, you come up, I will give you a topic, and then you speak, and then after that, you will be evaluated. And today, because we want to ensure that a lot of us can get the chance to speak, so I'm just going to introduce a new rule, or rather two rules. The first rule is the timing is going to be 1 minute. So 40 seconds, it will be green. 50 seconds, it will be amber. And then 1 minute is going to be red. And then you have 10 seconds to wrap up your speech. That's the first rule. The second rule is, instead of asking for volunteers, I'll just get you guys to just use the chat and just dump your name there. I will pick first come, first serve. And I will balance between the guests as well as the member. So for today's topic, it's going to be all about leadership, right? And today you're going to be a fictional leader. So I give you a situation. If you're a member, I will give you a set of questions. If you're a guest, there's also another set of questions. Okay, so let's kickstart without wasting time. I'd like to invite the first speaker from my list, Duncan, as always. Welcome to be the first.
I'm ready.
Speaker. Okay, so now you have no choice to pick a topic. I'm going to give you a topic because it doesn't make difference anyway. So your question is, if you are the president of Elite Toastmasters Club, how would you communicate your vision? If you are the president of Elite Toastmasters Club, how would you communicate your vision? You have 1 minute. Over to you.
If I am the president of Toastmasters Club, how I would enroll, how I would communicate my vision is through one word, and it's called enrollment. What does enrollment mean? Very simple. Enrollment just means having someone to believe in your vision as much as you believe it. And it comes from many ways. It comes from three main ways. Number one, how do you communicate it? Through your body language, how you speak, and how much you mean it, because everything, it all comes from the heart. Without believing in what your vision is, you're not able to enroll someone to your vision. So first of all, always focus on what it is within. If you don't believe it, you can't enroll anybody to your vision. So I only have 1 minute, right? I'm pretty sure it's okay. I'm given extra time. So as I move forward, so the second point is understand where the other person is coming from. Everybody have a different goal to move into, but The point of enrollment is about alignment. How can you align your vision to fit someone else's goal? If you're able to hit that mark, this is where you find the perfect match made in heaven. So, my friends, in Elite, we only have one thing and one thing only, and that's to build articulate and vibrant leaders. Back to you.
Thank you, Duncan. Next, I'd like to invite Icelone up on stage. And Icelone, as always, you have no choice. I'm going to give you the topic. So your topic is, if you are the Vice President of Public Relationship, or Vice President of Public Relation, what creative way you will use to promote the club? If you are the VPPR, what creative way you will use to promote the club? Icelone, you have 1 minute. Over to you.
If I'm the VP PR, how will I promote our club? First of all, I remember last conversation we had is that our chapter have a lot of ladies already. So basically, I think we would like to attract more guys. So in a way, how to attract more guys, this is the first thing we need to solve first to make our chapter balance. We will put up a lot of photos of ladies in our chapter in our Instagram page. Yes. So I will ask all the ladies submit their pretty photo for us first, collect all the photos, then we make a collage. So I think we can have a 1 month posting on that. So I think that will definitely attracted a lot of people already. Then I think for the rest of my term, I can be very busy on handling all these people already. So I believe there's one of the very efficient ways. So the next thing will happen is we will overwhelm with too many guys. So the next thing is we need to attract all ladies again. Then we'll repeat this cycle. And I believe after these 2 cycles, it will also finish my terms already. So thank you very much. And I will back to you, Chen Chun.
Thank you, Iceland. First 6 months, guys. Second 6 months, ladies. Amazing. Okay, so next, I'd like to invite Justin up on stage. So Justin, okay, so your topic is...
Chen Chun, can you give the next person up? My camera jammed.
Okay, sure. I'll come back to you later. So the next person is actually a guest. So think, are you okay? Are you ready? Now you're going to get a topic that is...
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Now, if you are the leader, if you are the leader of the world, what support would you give in the current pandemic? Okay. If you are a leader of the world, what support would you give in the current pandemic? You have 1 minute. Think, over to you.
If I were the leader of the world, the support that I will give to the pandemic is one, equal access to vaccines. That is the first thing that I would do to ensure that we have equitable access, that everyone has equal access to vaccines, regardless of where they are from, regardless of how much money they have in their bank accounts, because everybody deserves to have everyone deserves to live a safely in this world. Then after everyone has been vaccinated, I would give support in terms of kindness and compassion, because this pandemic has taught all of us that we are all actually the same, that we are no different, and that we need to build stronger defenses in our health system, in our education system, and that we need to help each other to defend the next pandemic. So these are the two forms of support that I would do. Thank you.
Thank you, Ting. Thanks for sharing that. Now I'd like to invite the next speaker. Sorry, I'm going a rapid fire here because I want to make sure I get a lot of speakers. So the next speaker, can I reverse back to Justin, or you want me to skip to Mark? Justin, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so your topic, in line with the theme, if you are the treasurer of the club, now we are very rich, how would you invest Elite Toastmasters Fund? If you are the treasurer of the club, how would you invest Elite Toastmasters Fund? Over to you, Justin.
If I were the treasurer, and how would I invest the fund? So number one, Toastmaster is not a profit club, and the way we generate revenue is from the memberships and everything. So the only way how we can never generate income, but we can really make use of our income by, honestly, I also don't know. The only way I think a good treasure for this club is to make sure that we have a good cash flow lah, to renew the membership, to have a good dinner after the MCO and everything, and make sure that we do not go in debts or we do not have to pay any interest. Over to you, Chen Chun.
Thank you, Justin, for attempting the topic. And next, I'd like to invite Mark, and then after that, we go to Ollie. So, Mark, you there? All right. I'm going to give you a topic straight. If you are the VP membership of the club, given the virtual environment, how would you ensure members are engaged? If you are the VP membership of the club, how would you ensure members are engaged? Mark, you have 1 minute. Over to you.
Fellow Toastmasters, where the VPM position is concerned, I think I would see that what is the core value of Toastmasters International and the supporting clubs. We are all about, it's not just about public speaking or communications or leadership. It's really about education. And in respect of education, it's about us growing together. So it's about when you're talking about engagement together with the members, I'll work together with the EXCO committee to see how we can actually help to help the members to grow. What are their expectations? Because ultimately, it's not just about the things that the activities, the meetings that we have. It's also about getting funding, identifying what is it that each member is looking for in respect of personal development. When everybody grows, when as a club, when each member grows, the club collectively grows. And therefore, when the members have good experiences and they stay on, they will become appropriate ambassadors for the club and therefore attract more members in years to come. And that concludes my speech. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark, for sharing that. All right, let's push it for number 6. Since we have a volunteer, I'd like to invite Ollie to take on the next question. Ollie, you there?
Yep.
Okay, so your topic is, if you are a leader of Malaysia, what will your vision be for the country? If you are a leader of Malaysia, what will be your vision for the country? Ollie, you have 1 minute. Over to you.
All right, a leadership by its literal meaning, it's leading a group of people to achieve certain vision, certain things. In Malaysia, what we see is lack of racial tolerance. So the first thing, if I were to become a leader of Malaysia, it's to remove racism within Malaysia. That's the first. Subsequently, we will build an inclusive kind of society, caring each other, put race aside, just treat each other as Malaysian, as a nation, put all our differences all aside, and trying to be one. That's about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ollie, for sharing your thoughts on the vision for Malaysia. Now that we have reached the end of table topics, now there's a reason why I chose this topic as a table topics for this particular meeting. The reason is, if you notice, each and every one of you doesn't hold a title, but yet you guys can lead by providing really constructive feedback on how to run a club as a club officer. Now, the question is, do you want to live in the fictional world or you want to live in the real world? The answer is in the AGM election after this. So thank you, and I hand back the control to KJ.
Thank you, Chen Chun. A very quick table topic sessions where a lot of us, 6 of us, are able to give speech. We have Duncan sharing how to enroll people into your vision. I Sloan talking about lady marketing. Ting sharing about equal access to vaccine. Justin, make sure we don't pay interest. Yep, I believe you can be a very good treasurer. Where Mark also shared about identify how each member's growth. Oli, how to make Malaysia a better place. Thank you very much. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, before I go into the table topics evaluation, please vote for the best table topic speaker. Zoom Master, you may launch the poll. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much. Table topics evaluator, Toastmaster Ashley. Over to you.
Thank you, Tiani, KJ. Wow, this is a very intense version of table topic. I was like busy typing and catching all the topics and then the points taken. Well, I must say that our dear Toastmaster table topic master Chen Chun have actually really like set the topic right, just aligned with what our topic of our meeting today. So first of all, I would like to surmount, all the volunteers for today, surmount your fear and speak on your feet to challenge yourself to take up the table topics. Kudos to all of you. Let me start off with Duncan. Duncan, I always like your speaking styles. It is always confident. The one point strength that I actually captured from you is actually I like your structure. You have a very clear structures and opening, then the points that wanted for your audience to take on. So one point of improvement, because for the strength, right, is actually helped me to easy to follow through your overall, the points that you wanted to share. So one point of this improvement is at the end, I find that you actually only like elaborate, because you mentioned on 3 points, then I find that you only talk about 2 points. What I would like to suggest is, since that you know the timing is like 1 minute, right? Then you can actually shorten and just like, oh, I have 2 points of just 1 point, just focus into 1 point, then just make a conclusion from that. Yeah, that's my suggestions to Duncan. Anyway, kudos to you, Duncan. And then next we have Sloan. Well, Sloan, you are, perhaps that you are a magician, you're always creative. When we ask, the topic given to you is on the VPPR, what is a creative way to promote the club? Then you immediately think of like the guys and the girls. So I thought this is a very good way. It's a very creative way. So I like your creativity. Then the point of improvement that I see is what you could do is you can actually make it into points. Since that, because this is just 1 minute, perhaps that you can just talk about, maybe just talk about guys, and then you can make a conclusion from there. So it's easy that there's a takeaway message instead of leaving just like end immediately. Yeah, for your sharing just now. Yeah. Anyway, great job to you, Aislinn, on your creativity. And next we have our guest to challenge the table topic. Great job to you. So this one, So you share about your topic is on if you are the leader of the world, what support give to current pandemics that you will give to the current pandemic. So what I actually like about your sharing is you have actually immediately you think of the points of like the equal access and then kindness and compassion. So what is actually, I like the structure that you have, that you give me the overall idea that these are the 2 things that you will do. One thing that perhaps that you can do is on the conclusion part, just to repeat that there are 2 things that you will do for as a leader. So then it's actually leave the audience to have remember what you have actually shared just now on that 1 minute. Yep. Thank you, Ting, for your courage to take up the volunteer for this table topic. And next is Justine. All right, Justine, you have been the one that I've actually observed that you have improved a lot in your table topic, and you always challenge yourself in this table topic. So very good job to you. And again, for this topic, that if you are the treasurer, and how would you invest on the Toastmaster fund? So you start off with talking. I like the one that actually I learned from Chen Chun also is like start from the high level. So high level, the end you talk about NGO membership. So you start big, and then slowly wanted to go into like funnel it, talking about how you want to use it. So one point of, I thought that is very good. So one point of improvement, I noticed that in the middle you mentioned on, actually I also don't know. And in fact, people don't know you don't know. So just don't say it out and let people know that you don't know. Just continue, like what I learned also, the talk technique. Then you can continue talking, and then just sum up. So that's one of the suggestions that I have for you. And next, I would like to go to Mark. And yes, Mark, your topic is if you are the VP, that how would you ensure the members are engaged? So what I like about your sharing, your strength is you talk about the core values, how to grow the members, and then how that's something that actually will able to engage the members. So one thing that I actually find that in your overall sharing just now, right? I find that it's like keep on, you are continuing talking about your stories. I couldn't get a point that actually what is the point that will help the members to engage. So perhaps that you can talk about one of the something that implementation point to help to engage the audience so that we can have something to I can have something to take away. And next, I would like to, anyway, good job to Mark. And next, I would like to go to Ollie. Ollie, yeah, if you are a leader of Malaysia, what will you, I didn't get the behind one. So again, I also like your structure and everything. You talk about like the leading group vision and all this. So one point of improvement that I would suggest that if let's say you need some time to digest the topic, then what you can actually do in the beginning, just to repeat the topic again so that you are ensure about the topic, and as well as you can take some time to process what are the points that you wanted to say. So perhaps this could be something that can help you in your next delivery. But anyway, great job to all of you here, and good job for all of you to surmount your fear and take the courage to speak for these table topic sessions. Yeah, over to you, our TME KJ.
Thank you, table topic evaluator Ashley. Oh, I'm glad that you are able to surmount this tough evaluation session. And you have 6 different speakers. All right, so now it's time for our intermission and also group photo. As I want to check with Justin, is your camera okay? Because I noticed you have jammed twice already.
Yes,
all right.
Because someone tried to call me.
Okay, then I'll leave the group photo over to you, right?
Okay, so everybody, please turn on your video, your camera, and count of 3. Give me your biggest smile. Huh? 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me double check. Yeah, let me double check. I think I better take one more time because Suwan is so funny. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Justin. And we'll have a 3 minutes break. So let's be back here by 8:44. Thank you, everyone. See you later.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday
to
you. Happy
birthday to Vanessa.
Happy
birthday.
Happy birthday, Vanessa.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday to Evaluator 1.
How are you celebrating your birthday today?
By being evaluator.
By being evaluator. Best way ever.
For Rachel.
Evaluator.
Wow, good are your birthdays to serve others. Love it.
Yeah. A way to surmount her birthday. Hey, Ramirez still here or not?
Got. +1. Very good.
Look around or not, EJ, to check on the security.
Got. I think what's more troublesome is my neck. My neck is now more sore.
You're off camera. Rest a while.
How come you're always driving home at this time? What time you finish work, EJ?
Oh no, I'm not driving home. I actually, the place that I live has very poor signal, has very poor reception. So I come out to outside this area, the shop lot area that has better reception so that I can use my hotspot for the.
Wow,
We'll
this is
resume
dedication
our
right there,
meeting
man.
in 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
We need a most dedicated member award.
Not car park award.
Car park award.
Yeah, he make sure he got service way.
So we can award is give him a better connection. Can we give him some antenna? He can
Not
plug
like
in.
Chloe.
All right, guys, it's ready 8:44, and we should continue. Our next session is the prepare speech, and I pass the control over to KJ.
Thank you, Justin. Yes, and this session is where I've mentioned before, our members spend time to prepare and will present their topics today. This is called the assignment speeches. And our first speaker, Rachel, she's doing her Pathway Project 2, Level 1 from the Effective Coaching Path, Evaluation and Feedback. Can I get Vanessa to read out the speech objective for Rachel? Over to you, Vanessa.
Thank you, Toastmaster KJ. Rachel, the purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. Good luck, Rachel.
Thank you, Vanessa. Rachel, you got 5 to 7 minutes. Rachel Ling, Secret of Habitual Exercise. Secret of Habitual Exercise. Rachel Ling, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Have you ever heard of the famous quote, "The greatest wealth is health"? What do you think about it? Well, for me, I believe that our health is at the center of our life. Think about it. Every part of your life relies on you having good health. Your work, your relationships, and even your passions. Health is really important, and we know that regular exercise is one of the best ways to promote not just our physical health, but also our mental and emotional health. And yet, 66% of us Malaysians are still enthusiastically avoiding exercise. Why do we have this discrepancy? Over the years, I have analyzed responses from my friends and family who do not like to exercise. And there are two typical responses which I get. Can you guess what's the first one? Yes, you're right. I do not have time. And the second one? Well, even if I do have time, I'm just too lazy to exercise. So in other words, what they're trying to say is, I don't know how to stay motivated to exercise. As someone who exercises almost daily, I became really curious. Why is it that exercise comes naturally to some, yet others find it a chore? What is different about this group? My research has returned me with 3 insights, which I will be sharing with you today. The first thing I found is that people who exercise habitually rely largely on intrinsic motivation to exercise. They exercise because they enjoy the process of getting better at a particular sport, or the increased energy and focus they get after they exercise. On the other hand, those who are inconsistent with their exercise regimes tend to rely on extrinsic motivators to exercise. For example, they get six-pack abs in order to impress a girl which they like, or they might want to look good for an upcoming holiday or a wedding. Having extrinsic motivation is good, but countless studies have shown that those who focus on internal motivators, like interest and enjoyment in what they are doing, adhere to their exercise habits in the long run. So what does this mean for us, right? Well, it means that when choosing an exercise, you should choose something that you like. Forget about what others say that you should do. They are not wrong, but everyone is different. So if you choose something that you like, or at least that you can tolerate, you are more likely to enjoy the process and stick to it in the long run. Point number 2, self-efficacy, which simply means that you believe in your ability to follow through and achieve the exercise goals which you have set out. Think about it again. If you believe that if you believe that you can't follow through with your exercise, or that your goals are too big, or that you don't have the willpower or discipline, then you won't even try, because subconsciously you know you're going to fail anyway. So what should you do in order to build up your self-efficacy, your confidence? Well, it's simple. Set goals which are so small that you can easily complete them. For example, let's say you want to go running. Instead of saying, I'm going to run 10 kilometers a day every day, just say, I'm going to run 10 minutes every day. The key here is to not fail and to set yourself up for success. As you start achieving these small goals, you will start building up confidence, which will then provide you with the internal fuel, the internal motivation to keep going. The last and probably the most important aspect of cultivating an exercise habit is our mindset. People who exercise habitually believe that their life and their health is within their control. They have an internal locus of control. On the other hand, people who have an external locus of control may tell themselves things like, I have very bad genetics. Heart diseases run in my family. I can't change the way I look. I've always been the fat kid. What can you do in order to develop an internal locus of control? Well, it's simple. Remind yourself daily that you are responsible for everything that happens in your life. Nothing is a random event just happening and causing you to fail. You are in control of everything. And if you decide to change, of course you can. So to sum it up, today I've shared with you 3 secrets of habitual exercises that will allow you to start taking care of your health a little more, especially during this pandemic. These are developing an intrinsic motivation, building your self-efficacy, your confidence, and thirdly, having an internal locus of control, which is believing that you are in control. You know, taking care of our physical health does not have to be complicated. Our failure to exercise regularly is really more of a mental failure than it is a physical failure. It's more about our beliefs and our attitudes than it is about our body's abilities. And we can easily surmount this challenge in just 3 simple steps. Number 1, find something you like doing. Number 2, start super easy and build it up from there. And number 3, believe that you are in control of your health. You can do it. Thank you. And back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Rachel, for sharing with us. We can have all the reasons not to exercise, and we can have all the reasons to exercise as well. Right, Rachel? Thank you very much. Next, we have our second speaker, Ming Yan. He is at his Pathway Project 2, Level 4, from the Visionary Communication Path, the question and answer session. Wow, a speech of Pathway Level 4. And can I have his evaluator, Toastmaster Diane, to read out the speech objective? Over to you, Diane.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Ming Yan's purpose statement for tonight is for him to learn about and practice facilitating a question and answer session. The purpose of his speech is for him to practice delivering an informative speech and running a well-organized question and answer session. He will be responsible for managing time so that there is adequate opportunity for both. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Diane. Now, timer, please take note that Ming Yan's speech is 5 to 7 minutes, and then another 13 minutes for Q&A session. All right. So for the green, yellow, and red, you may time at 5, 6, 7. And then for the 13 minutes is 11, 12, 13. Is that good for you, Ming Yan? Okay. Now,
Yeah, sure.
this speech, Ming Yan will be sharing a 5 to 7 minute speech. And guys, please take note and prepare questions to ask our speaker, Ming Yan, on the second session. All right, Ming Yan. I have found mine. What's yours? I have found mine. What's yours? Ming Yan, over to you.
You guys see my screen?
Yes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So today my speech is about a questions and answer sessions. So you are most welcome to ask me any questions, and do keep your questions toward the end of the sessions. And of course, meanwhile I'm giving the speech, you are always welcomed to interact with me in the chat room. Cause every night I lie in break, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a visions of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we gotta make. And this is my hobby, singing. I've recently joined a singing group class and choir. As you know, life gets too busy sometimes. We need to join in hobbies so that we have more fun than work in our usual life. Hobby takes on many forms. It can be as individual as reading, writing, and swimming, or as sociable as hiking, dancing, and even camping. It is indiscriminative against gender, races, religions, abilities. For instance, I would enjoy singing with the black as well as the handicapped. So there are so many advantages, guys, for having a hobby, such as relaxing, relaxing and sharpening your mind. Sorry, I think, okay, anyway, my slide got some problems, so you just look at the words, such as relaxing and sharpening your minds for better health, and of course, socializing. However, many would have different queries about having a hobby. So the very first questions that people would ask is actually, hobby is not my source of income. Why is it important to cultivate hobby? So how many of you have this kind of questions in mind? Do give me a yes in the chat room. Well, I think many of you must have these questions. So as for all of us, we are simply not one-note human. We need to engage in activities that bring up fun so that we are more engaged with interesting activities so that we can engage with people and people like us because we are interesting. So for me, hobby is an endorphin releaser. When I sing, singing actually cheers me up and it brings me positivity. When I'm facing difficulty, I will sing all day long. And secondly, it actually makes up a significant part of my life and it balances my work with my life, unwinding me from daily routines. And sometimes it even soothes me from grief and brings innovations to my career. The second question, I'm so busy and barely have time to have a hobby. How should I invest in hobby? I think this is what Rachel just mentioned just now, the secret of habitual exercises. So how could I invest in hobby? First of all, you must know, if you do not take care and take time for yourself, how could you take care of others? Do a time audit. So perhaps a 15 minutes free time could spare you from your busy routines. As for me, a 10-minute free time could actually spare me with 2 to 3 songs. And the last question is, I got no outside interest. What should I do? A very big question mark in your head. So you must know that you must try and go out and start experimenting different fun activities with your friends until a point you got a connection that you can do that more than once. Friends are actually for mutual support. They will support you whenever you feel bored, whenever you feel exhausted. But as for me, the first hobby I was looking at was cycling. So I cycled for a few months. Then after that, I found out that wasn't suit me, and then I changed to a singing class. So being in a group singing class, with a group of people, and that group of people always encourage each other so that we would sing out loud and be heard. And that is the most important part. Sometimes a smiley and kind face would encourage us. And of course, a word of encouragement would stimulate the release of this serotonin and oxytocin to our body so that we can stay motivated. However, for the fortunate ones, they would be able to turn their hobbies into careers. I think many of you would have known these people's well. So the first one is Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg, I think many of you know him. How many of you know him? Please give me a yes. Mark Zuckerberg is actually the founder of Facebook. So he actually started off his career of a small social media website for the students at Harvard University from a small hobby, which ultimately turned into Facebook that is worth billions US dollars. The second one would definitely be Walt Disney. Walt Disney is also a name of a person, and it is also a name for his company. So he basically early interest in drawing has culminated him in a multimedia empire. He started off his interest at the age of 7 years old by selling off his drawings to his neighbors. And in 1928, he created his very first famous cartoon character, who is the Mickey Mouse. And the last one is, of course, Harley Davidson. So for the enthusiast motorcyclists, I think you surely know about this brand. So it started off as a hobby for two friends who wanted to revolutionize bicycle industry in the whole world. And in conclusions, hobby is essential for us. Our brain is not just designed to work. Try experimenting different activities with your friends. I found mine. So what is yours? And this would end my sharing sessions. And here we comes to the questions and answer sessions. So any one of you would like to ask me questions, please raise up your hand. And I'm delighted. Oh, the first one, Duncan. I see Duncan unmuted himself. Yes. Please.
How do you discover what your hobbies are, what your interests are?
Well, basically, as I said just now, I actually knew that singing is fun to me, but then I wasn't sure if it is enough to turn into a hobby. So first, I started off with cycling. That is the activity that my superior introduced to me, and then I cycled for a few months. But after that, I find I'm not really an enthusiast exercises. So then I think Cheng Chun, our grand mentor here, so he introduced me a very good vocal coach. And then I joined the singing class. And then I discovered that, oh, okay, that could be my weekly routine and that could be my weekly hobby also. That actually motivates me into a better person. Yes. Hope that answer you, Duncan, and hope you find it helpful.
Or what if I still don't know what I want, what my interests are, what my passion is?
Well, Duncan, as I know you, you actually join quite a lot of workshops and activities. So perhaps you could, because the activities you have joined, you have wanted to help the people around you. So I strongly believe that helping people is your hobby, is your form of hobby. So helping people actually makes you happy. So that's why you join your Asia workshops, you learn about yourself so that you bring out yourself from within, and then you could help others from your past experience. I think that is very trustworthy and that is a very strong hobby to engage with. Yeah, Duncan.
Cool. Ken.
How about the others? Oh, just now I saw Justin. Yes, Justin.
Hi, Mingyan. Thank you so much. So actually, I have one question: is how do I know if I choose the right hobby? I mean, whether it's the right hobby or the bad hobby. Let's say my hobby is I love to drink, and some of my friends also love to drink, but sometimes where drinking bring us into trouble or bring into trouble and all those things. So to what extreme, whether how do I know this is a good hobby or bad hobby? Yeah, that's my
Okay,
question.
Justin, that is a very good question. I think drinking, as all of us know, if you overdrink, then it is surely not good. So if you are referring other hobbies, such as I'm giving you an example, you are referring to running. Okay, so how do you know that running is suitable for you? Can I just switch it to these questions? Let's say your hobby is running. Okay, so let's say your hobby is running. How do you know that this hobby is actually suitable for you? So what you can do is you can assess yourself. Let's say per month, how many times you run. And when you run, do you feel exhausted before running? Or you feel very enthusiastic before running? Then if you can do this activity more than once, several times, or even a year or 2 years, then I'm surely that is one of your hobbies. Yes.
Oh,
Does that answer
okay.
your questions?
Yes, Mingyan. Thank you so much.
Mm. Oh,
Mingyan.
sorry, Ashley, I just saw a gas thing. Can we give
Oh,
Ting an opportunity?
sure.
Ting.
Thank you, Mingyan. I actually just want to ask you. You say that singing is your hobby, but what about Toastmasters? Is it a hobby too?
Toastmaster. So Toastmaster is, I cannot say Toastmaster is not my hobby because now I'm in Toastmaster giving my speech anyway. But speaking is definitely why why did I not putting Toastmaster as my speech title today is because Toastmasters has helped me in different aspects. So it has helped me from a person with no directions when I first resigned from my first job into a person that know what is going on with me, that knows much clearer about me. So that's why I don't assume Toastmaster is my hobby, but that is my daily ritual or bi-weekly ritual. And actually,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I want to ask, right? If that's, I mean, now I haven't got my hobby, and I'm also very shy, also lah. No, like I know that you get your friend to go along with them, but how I don't know how to approach my friend and ask, can I tag along with you? Especially in this pandemic time, we cannot go out. So, do you have any suggestion for me?
yeah, actually, I think you are doing it now. Come join Toastmaster meetings. Come
I,
join
I
us, and you will have a bunch of friends who
I already
support
joined,
you.
but I'm very shy. I don't know how to ask, like, whether whether you got any interest on any hobby. Can I tag along? Like that, is it?
Come join the Exco team. Come join the Exco team and nominate yourself in the AGM later. And you will start off from a small group of people. That actually helps me. Yeah. Hope it helps you too.
All right, note taken. Thank you.
Joanna? Okay, Joanna. Joanna, do you want to ask any question? I saw, oh, there's a clapping hand. Okay, anyway, guys, I think time is up. Hope that I've answered all your questions. And for those of you who would like to ask me in person, come get in touch with me and I will surely leave you my phone number, or you can easily find my phone number in the Elite WhatsApp group. Thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. TME and my mentor, KJ.
Thank you, Mingyan, for sharing about hobby and wow, wonderful facilitation on your question and answer sessions. Well done. Next, we have our third speaker, which is Toastmasters Suwan. Toastmasters Suwan, your speech is from pathway level 5 from the presentation mastery pathway completion. Right, so this is not pathway level 1 or 5. This is a complete path, which is reflect on your path. And I would like to invite your evaluator, Duncan, Toastmaster Duncan. You may share the speech objective.
All right. So Suan, the purpose of this project is for you to reflect on your growth during the completion of an entire path. And the purpose of the speech is for you to share some aspect of your growth during the completion of your path. So all the best, go 100% and enjoy your speech. And back to you.
Thank you, Duncan. This speech is about lesson learned on the pathway completion. Pathways is the name for our educational program in Toastmasters. It consists level 1 to level 5, being level 1 is the easiest. So now this is like the graduation final speech for Suwan's pathway. Toastmasters 1, my why, your why, our why. My why, your why, our why. Toastmasters 1, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, KJ. Why did you join Toastmasters? Why did you join this club? Let's take a few seconds to ponder, to really ponder on that questions. Ladies and gentlemen, the first thing I do when I started my pathway is look at level 5 projects. Be honest, you did, right? You did look at your level 5 projects. And presentation mastery path level 5 require me to deliver a keynote style speech. And the second things I do, I texted my mentor. Hey, you know what? I want to deliver this level 5 keynote speech outside of Toastmaster meeting. Because Lisa Nichols said, your convictions and your convenience doesn't live on the same block. Ladies and gentlemen, just before today's speech, through all the mentors, I have gathered few challenges that you are facing now in the pathways. And some of it I have personally experienced before, and I want to address them in this evening. So first one, you don't like your own voice. Neither do I. The first time when I watched my own recording, I thought to myself, who is this guy? Sound like an unmatured teen with an unnecessary high pitch. Oh, I couldn't even pass the 10-second. I remember when my first time I'm performing on stage using my voice, that is back in 2011. At the very first time practice, I joined the choir, all right? The choir, just like Mingyan choir. So at the very first time practice, I was standing on the second row on the right-hand side. And the instructor, well, he came in. He has no chill whatsoever in his face. You can't see his smile. He's sad. You just don't know. I call him the instructor of hell. So he sat down and start piano, and we start singing. Halfway through, he said, stop, stop, stop. I heard an high-pitched, hideous voice from one guy. Okay, first row, sing. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. All right, second row, I was like, not me, please. First row, not me. Second row, sing. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Second row, left-hand side, sing. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I was like, left-hand side, please, not us. Right-hand side, sing. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Stop. Right-hand side, one by one, start sing.
And he started singing until reach me. Do, re, mi, fa. No, stop, you. He pointed at me. And he did the most effective body language ever. You. I have never felt so humiliated before. I lost my confidence. I lost my self-worth. And I lost my voice since then. Halfway through the pathway, I texted my mentor. Hey, I don't like my own voice, you know. And he said, actually, I don't know how to help you, but I will refer to our mentoring group. And that gave birth to Chenjun Discovering Your Voice workshop. And in that workshop, it has shown me the possibility and the vocal image. I couldn't be more grateful for that workshop. Thank you, Chenjun. And ladies and gentlemen, the secret to surmount this problem of don't like your own voice is keep on listening. Improve one mistake at a time. It's not a fancy advice, but it's a necessary. Next problem. I don't know what topic for my next speech. This is easy. What have I shown you just now? I share one of my most vulnerable moments in my life. I believe that when you share your story, you bring us to the place that you've never been before, the place of vulnerable. You open up your world. You allow us to enter in, and we are able to connect. We will give you trust. We will become your fans. It's like an onion. Layer is your story. By giving us your layers, each layer ingrained with authenticity, with vulnerability, you have a lot of story. So bring us to your world. And this is the safest club, safest place, safest community you could do so. In this club, we cry with you, we laugh with you, but we will never laugh at you. The other challenge is no time. Same as Rachel's problem of not exercise. No time is one of the common problem, but I don't see that is common because I believe that time is not the problem. The problem is the priority. If you don't have time for things that is important, then that thing is not so important to you. Let that sink in for a while. Last year, around September, post effect of the pandemic, of the lockdown, of the work from home culture hit me badly. I lost my direction. I lost my drive. I lost my purpose. I walk like a zombie, eat like a zombie, sleep like a zombie, just like a body without a soul. I texted my mentor. I said, I'm having this problem. I don't want to use the D word, but I'm kind of depressed right now. But I know what I have to do before I texted him. I know that if you give others what they want, you will get what you want. So I became a why facilitator. I help others to discover their why. At level 4, I arranged a workshop of Discover Your Why. Some of you have joined that workshop. And if you join that workshop, you know that why your mission, your purpose is coming from your past story. So how to find your why is to share your story. Remember level 5 keynote speech? I never think how. Because Viktor Frankl say, if you know your why, you can endure anyhow. It's just a casual day. I just received Facebook messaging from, I think it's Pakistan. I thought it was a scam initially. And then he said, hey, Suwan, we would like to invite you to our community to give sections on leadership. And guess what? I said, yes. without a proper keynote speech yet. In all my Toastmaster journey, I have never waited for complete speech, a perfect time to book the speaking slot. It's always book the slot first, then prepare. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't like your own voice, keep listening it, improve one step at a time. You don't know what's topic for your next speech, open up your world, let us enter your world, share with us your story. Because I have crafted a why for our club, which is to bring joy and happiness so that together we can inspire each other to pursue excellency and change the world. And this why is crafted from all the story that you have told me. For example, Joanna's story of her grandmother, Leonard's story of her grandfather, Noel's story of her friendship, Vance of her mother's story of last week. So be part of us, share with us your story. Ladies and gentlemen, I have reached the finish line of my first pathway, but there's no fun crossing alone. I will be here waiting for you so that we can cross together. Thank you.
Thank you, Suwan. Yes, well done. Congratulations on your final speech for your pathway. Yay, congrats. Let's give him a round of applause. Yes, correct. Wonderful, bro. You did well. All right, next we will vote for the best assignment speaker. Zoom Master, you may launch the poll.
Do you guys see it? Okay.
Yep. Right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Now I shall pass the control to our general evaluator, Icelone. Toastmaster Icelone, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening, KJ. And first and foremost, please give a big virtual applause to KJ. For doing such a wonderful job hosting our meeting tonight. So coming up, the next part is where we are going to provide constructive feedback to each other, as our purpose and goal in Toastmaster is always focused on helping each other on learning and improving our skills. Without further ado, I would like to invite our first evaluator of the day, Vanessa Yap, who will be evaluating Rachel's speech today. So Vanessa, right over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Iceland, for the introductions. Rachel, your speech titled Secret of Habitual Exercise. Such a good topic that you have selected. I personally resonate with this topic very well. Exercising, as we all do, but it's really hard to find a inner motive to actually motivate us to exercise. I really like the topic that you choose today. Throughout your speech, I noticed that you are a very confident speaker. You're very natural when you deliver your speech. You're also very composed and you deliver your speech with clarity. And what I mean by that is that I realize you do have certain pauses throughout your speech, so that actually give the audience time to think about the questions that you pose in your speech, and also the way you pronounce your words is very clear and easy to understand. We don't have to look through the dictionary just to find out what's the meaning of the words that you have selected. One thing I would recommend for you to improve on your speech is maybe on the tonality, because I personally kind of fade away from your points throughout your speech. So I would recommend you to probably slow down when you try to emphasize a point, or raise your voice when you want to grab the attentions of the audience. Secondly, I'll come to your strength of the content. I realized that when you structure your speech for today, it is very clear and concise. You have a very good introduction. You also give us the 3 secrets to actually develop this habitual exercise, which is to develop intrinsic motivations. Secondly, to build subconscious. Thirdly, for internal locus of control. All these like very interesting phrases that I've heard today. Also at the end, towards the end of your speech, you repeat again the 3 points that you wanted to emphasize. I think that's really good because audience can actually kind of conclude themselves what you're trying to deliver throughout the speech. So good job on that. So I would like to challenge you to maybe work on your structures by giving more personal stories on how you actually utilize all these secrets in your real life, so that the audience can feel that you actually apply all these secrets in your life, so that they can be more resonant when you deliver your points and secrets. And probably you could improve your structure of the speech by giving us hook as well. So probably during the introductions, you can give us situations, examples, so that the audience would be hooked immediately when they listen to your speech. So good job on that, Rachel, and I look forward to your next speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa. And I like that you always have a very organized thought. You organize all the strong and weak point of the speaker at first, then you slowly go deep into the detail of each point. But perhaps my suggestion for you is that next time you can maybe put in more evaluation on the content itself, instead of just a technique. That means you have a technique, then okay, maybe you can talk about the content, how Rachel can build in more different content. Thank you so much. And next up, we will have Diane Law, who will be evaluating Minyan's speech. And over to you, Diane.
Thank you, Mr. GE. Thank you, Mingyan, for the 1 in a million song. It has given me inspiration to surmount this challenge I have in front of me, or my daily challenges that I face. But thank you so much for such a wonderful song to begin with. And as always, a creative way of beginning by singing or by having something captivating really captures me as an audience. And I like to thank Mingyan for that. Well done. One of the other things that I enjoyed about Mingyan is the way that he has conducted this session, because it's a level 4 and it's about facilitating and providing question and answer session after and guiding us through it. I found that Mingyan did this by having a certain structure in mind, and he used slides to accompany what he was trying to talk about. And then he proceeded into the question and answer section. And clearly you can see from the way there was some practice that went into this, some preparation, because the facilitation of time was on spot. If it was a little bit more than usual, immediately Mingyan was prepared on what he was going to do next. So well done on that, Mingyan, preparing for such a situation especially. My challenge to Mingyan when it comes to managing the question and answer facilitation part, what I did notice was when it came to the first person who was asking a question, someone like Duncan, clearly, yes, Mingyan is very comfortable with Duncan. He knows Duncan tremendously well. I could feel a lot more of a wonderful conversation going. But do take note, when we are handling a question and answer session, it is wise to not assume that everyone here knows what is happening. Perhaps a little bit of explanation of your background or your relationship with Duncan, or just for the guest's benefit, me and Duncan have known each other and stuff like that. Something to keep us knowing that, oh, okay, so there is something to take away from here. Also, one of the ways to begin whenever receiving a question or an answer is to begin with possibly just apply, thank you for your question, what I've noticed, or perhaps if you find that it's a repeat, maybe try to link it from your first answer as well. And then usually when you're about to end the question, end the answering of the question, perhaps also just check with the audience, did I manage to answer your question? As when it comes to question and answer facilitating, in the end, it's about facilitation, guiding, and then trying to get the message across. And one of the things that I find with this, I find that actually in all, Mingyan has actually achieved the objectives of this project. Well done, Mingyan. Perhaps just to watch when it comes to facilitating a little bit more, just watch out in trying to link everyone and also thanking everyone who has stepped up to the plate to actually ask you a wonderful question. And well done to surmounting your level 4. And I hope to see you surmount on different challenges with that beautiful voice of yours. Back to you, Mr. GE.
Right. Thank you, Toastmaster Diane. And I believe everyone will agree that the way Diane speaks is always very soothing. And in her evaluation, in your evaluation, you take note of every single detail about Mingyan's speech. And you even given him a very straightforward ideas on how Mingyan can actually improve and handle his audiences. I think that I find that is very interesting and very good way to help Mingyan to improve. And next, I would like to invite the last evaluator of the evening, which is Duncan, who will be evaluating Suwan. Over to you, Duncan.
Thank you very much, Aislon. Suwan, completing a path seems like an insurmountable challenge, but you, my friend, have surmounted all of the challenges that have been thrown to you, and you have completed it beautifully. It was such a meaningful speech comprising of all of the hardships that you have gone through, and this is who you are today. So when you started off with, why did you join this club? You left us with a question coupled with a well-executed pause. It set up your speech beautifully. And it brought so much meaning to your speech even before you started it, which was absolutely beautiful. And the next thing that you did was you used props meaningfully, purposefully to convey the key message in your speech. And that gives it more meaning because it's not just props that you use for fun, but it has a certain strategy to it. That is what I loved about it. And what I liked about you, Suwan, is that you are animated. And body language is the first language that we learn. So you have the excellent use of posture from serious to relaxed to convey tone. You have excellent hand gestures to convey movement. And you had beautiful facial expressions to convey emotions. That made your speech dynamic and so much alive, especially in a virtual setting. And the third point that I would love to congratulate you is the use of beautiful phrases, especially the one that you said, we will cry with you, laugh with you, but one thing we'll never do is laugh at you. Beautiful phrases like this, it does two things. It increases your credibility and at the same time, it leaves golden nuggets for your audiences to take note of as well. So that was very well crafted. One thing that can lift your speech to the next level, Suwan, is that you are very animated, but your facial expressions, one thing to take note is that they are context clues. People look at your face to know exactly how to feel. So sometimes your words, as you were talking about embarrassment, depression, it has a lot of variety, but at certain points, your facial expression is not congruent with your words. So that's something to take note of. And the second thing to take note of that could improve your speech is that you are very good at looking at your speech from the eye of a writer, which means you're very emotionally aware of your stories. I feel you. One thing that you can lift it to the next level is to look at the eye of a director. As an eye of a director, from a third person point of view, you are looking at a point of reflection. Now looking back, what I've discovered in a big picture view, what have I learned about myself? This is what that could have been done better, and how would I use this lesson in my next speech, for example. So again, the summary is you had a beautiful use of pauses that set up your speech. You also had very strategic use of body language, which was your strength, and the phrases that you use have increased your credibility and left golden nuggets for us. What could you improve on is strategic use of facial expression to be congruent with your words, and also look at your speech in the eye of a director as well. All right, so that was a fantastic path. I hope that you start off a new one and I'll see more improvements from there. Back to you.
Wonderful evaluation, Duncan. I like how you started your evaluation with a strong face that commends the speaker, then only you dive into all the important points with very details. And at the end of the evaluation, you even ends up with another summary with all the points that we have pointed out to Suwan. Good job, Duncan. And next, I would like Justin to pull out the votes for the best evaluator for tonight. All right, let's do a countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So on the next part, I would like to invite our grammarians today, EJ Tan, to share his grammarians report. EJ, over to you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. It's your grammarian here again. And through the screen, you can see this is my grammarian's report. For today, the word of today has been attempted and used actively by 3 members, Diane, Ashley, and KJ. So big kudos to them. Everyone give them a big round of applause. Woo. Now, I'd like everyone to unmute themselves and repeat after me for the word of the day. Ready? Surmount.
Surmount.
Okay, great. We get to end this meeting with everyone using the word of the day. Yes. Now, I would like to proceed with my report. Yes. So I've detected a few incorrect pronunciations, such as promote. Maybe we emphasize on the R a bit more. Promote. Bring us, we emphasize on the R as well. Bring us. And there are quite a recurring pronunciation mistake is that there's a lot of plural and singular I would say confusion. So perhaps we want to clarify whenever we are saying words like the time is up, introduction, recommendation, or the attention, and we try to eliminate the S behind each of these words. Next, I'd like to move on with some of the misused words. Misused words will be a bit higher. It's okay. We can proceed with the poor sentence structures as well. All right, we will proceed with the poor sentence structures. So some of the poor sentence structures that I detected is for being here today to our elite meeting. You can use for attending elite Toastmasters meeting tonight. Instead of saying I'm not going to details on the meeting team today, I believe what you're trying to say is without going further into detail for the meeting team today. My apologies, I missed out the word detail in the report. Instead of saying for time is go, use it wisely. Maybe you can say utilize every passing second. And instead of saying learn from Chen Chun is like the start from higher level, I believe you can use learn from Chen Chun is to start off with higher level or with higher level ideas. And instead of saying as Rachel just mentioned just now, you can just shorten it as Rachel mentioned earlier. Instead of saying it started sing until reach me, I believe what he meant was we took turns and sang until it was my turn. And lastly, I never think how. I think this one can be rephrased as I never thought about it. I'd like to move on with the misused words. What bring you to our club? The word is what brought you to our club. Continuing talking can be said as continued to talk. Meanwhile, I'm giving a speech. You can. It should be while I'm giving a speech. You can. And times is up, time is up. This is actually just a plural and singular confusion. Okay, now we move on to what I detected some outstanding use of the language for tonight. From Toastmaster Joanna, a good leader takes care of those in charge. A bad leader takes charge of those in care. And also by Joanna, a good leader don't see themselves as great, they see themselves as a normal person. By Duncan, that's actually two amazing phrases that I detected. The first one, the point of enrollment is alignment. And later part in his evaluation, he also said that it is not confluent together. Oh, okay, then maybe I misheard that. Okay, never mind. I will read up on that later. Toastmaster Rachel Ling, she mentioned the greatest wealth is health. And she also said more about our beliefs and attitude than about our body's abilities. I like how there was a bit contrasting that was placed in her sentence structure. Swan gave us some pretty amazing phrases as well. Your conviction and your convenience doesn't live on the same block. Each layer with authenticity and vulnerability. And lastly, we cry with you, we laugh with you, but we never laugh at you. And with that, I conclude my grammarian's report and I'll pass it back to our GE, Islon.
Thank you, EJ, for such a wonderful report. And I really respect that your commitment for joining the Toastmaster meeting, even in your car, just to have a better connections. And even you still able to provide such a detailed grammar report, bringing your laptop into your car and risking your safety. Well done, EJ. Big round of applause to EJ. Thank you so much. And next, I would like to welcome our art counters tonight, Mark Kumshi. So Mark, over to you.
Okay.
Hi,
Can
Mark.
everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Mark. Mark, we can't hear you now.
Testing. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you now. Okay. Yes, Mark.
This is my art counter report for the day. So I think you can see on the screen, already outlined the various speech cultures that has already been done by various speakers. So on your there are a few speakers who didn't have any speech cultures, such as Hasno, Chen Chun, Justin. These are the speakers who didn't have any. Congratulations. Aside from that, for all the other participants, there were a few speech clutches here and there, especially on the category of double clutches as well. And there are so remarks as well for so. And I'm seeing that I'm also making quite a number of speech clutches myself. Basically, speech clutches are actually quite normal in conversations, so there's nothing really to be worried about. It's actually part of our daily conversations. But regardless, by reducing the number of speech clutches that you use, it helps us to be able to present ourselves in a better and professional manner. So this concludes my report. Back to you, G.
Thank you, Mark, for your sharing for such a wonderful detailed report. And I like that how, Mark, you ended you conclude your report with encouragement, giving us encouragement about it's okay to make mistake, but it's how important it is for us to take have this awareness about our filler words. And next, let us move on to our timekeepers of the day, of the night. Vance, over to you, Vance.
Okay, I will be sharing the screen to show my report. Okay, can everyone see my report?
Yes, we can see your report.
Okay, cool. So for timer for the day, congrats to everyone. Everyone was on time today to start the meeting. And you can see that everyone have the time management. So everyone end the speech on time. Everyone have the responsibility to check their time. And nothing much to improve on this meeting, but I have a little tips for certain people like Mark. Maybe your R culture report is very good, is very detailed. Maybe you can share us more because you have 3 minutes. Sorry, you have 3 minutes for your R culture report. Maybe you can share more tips or thought so for other member can improve in the way. And as a timer for today, I have some tips to share to you guys to save more time in your speech is, I know we have a lot of thoughts to share to everyone, but for myself, I always leave the most important message at the starting point. So just in case when I see the time come to green or yellow, I don't get panicked because my most important point already share out. So for the rest over, I can just move on and take over. If I don't have time to share, I don't feel disappointed in the same time also. So that's my little tips for everyone. Hope this can help you guys. Thank you. Back to you, Iceland.
Thank you, Vance, for your very detailed report. And actually, I noticed that before the meeting start, you already joined the meeting and start practicing your time, changing your timer slide right before the meeting. So we can see that how you really prepare yourself for this role. And even amazing that you ended your report with giving us advice and giving us some thoughts and ideas on how can we improve our timing by not feeling regret that if we did have left out some important message at the end of our meeting, at the end of a speech. So thank you very much on the timer, and let us move on to evaluating the rest of the speakers who are not getting evaluated. So first of all, let us start with the beginning of the meeting, which is tonight, SAA, Justin. So I always enjoy Justin's work because we always can agree that he's a very committed person, that he makes sure all the details carry out right, like today's meeting has been started on time, and he even prepared a nice slide projector on his screen to provide more professional feels for the meeting. So perhaps next time you may spotlight yourself with a beautiful slide slightly early before the meeting, so more people can see that more times. So let us move on to the next speakers will be our President Hasnu, our President speech by Hasnu. And yes, thank you, Hasnu, for your speech today. And you have a very nice and short introduction about what is the Toastmaster. And you still have some speech at the end. So I will skip no comment for that. So next, we would like to move on to Joanna's toast. So again, great sharing, and started with a good quote and follow up with your very own personal experience. And this is what I like about Joanna's speech. She always integrate a lot of personal experience in it, that which is also related to us, many of us as well. And next, I would like to move on to our TME of the night, KJ. So I like how KJ ended the stage today with his very own disco light effect, blinking. All right, so I think that is very cool. And instead of the normal introduction, he even uses the agenda as a reference, which I find it very useful, because I believe that this is very helpful, especially for visitors to understand about our meeting. And next, I would like to move on to our table topic master, Chen Chun. So with the new rules introduced, the whole session have become very refreshing. It's like it makes us, all of us, fall back in love again with something we know for a very long time. And provided with his very high energy, I think it causes all the speakers getting to talk faster and more engaging, create a more engaging session today. And next, I would like to move on to our table topic evaluator, Ashley. So I like how Ashley handles today evaluation. Because of Chen Chun pace, he also cater her speaking speed to match with the tempo of the table topic sessions. She speeds up like about 1.5 times the way he usually speaks. And most amazed me that with this speed, she also be able to very straight to the point without losing the focus. Good job for evaluation today, Ashley. All right, then I think I have done my evaluation for every role today, and thank you so much. That's all for my evaluation. And now I would like to pass the stage back to our TME KJ for the next exciting session, which is the presentation of certificates. Back to you, KJ.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator Aislone. Thank you, thank you. Now it's time for our presentation of the certificate. Zoom Master, you may share the screen. For today, best table topic speaker goes to, sorry, you may unmute yourself and drum roll. Right, come, ladies and gentlemen, please unmute yourself. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello, hello.
Yes, that's the spirit.
Hello.
Okay. Justin, no share screen.
I spotlight myself on my screen there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Can. Nice. Okay, the best table topic speaker goes to, drumroll please. Aislone. Congrats, Aislone.
With my ladies marketing.
Okay, can I take a picture first? Okay, show me your best smile. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Okay.
Okay. Next, we have our best prepared speech speaker. Drum roll, please. Oh. Best prepared speech goes to Swan. Congrats, Swan. Congratulations.
Well done, well done.
Okay, let me take a picture. 1, 2, 3. Hey, wait. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. Next, we will have our best evaluator for tonight. The best evaluator goes to, drumroll please. Duncan. Duncan, do your stunts.
Yeah, do your stunt, Duncan. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you. And next, today we have someone who have completed a path, which is Swan. So let's do we have a standing ovation for Swan. So in virtual, how we do standing ovation is like this. Yeah, we raise the roof. Congrats, Swan.
Well done, Swan. Well done.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congrats. All right.
Thank you.
Please remain unmute. Don't mute yourself. Because before I pass to the President Hasno, we want to sing a birthday song to the actual day birthday Vanessa. Vanessa, you may turn on your video. We may spotlight you. Spotlight Vanessa and spotlight Justin. So you got 4 faces together.
Wait, where's Vanessa? Okay.
Wow. Done already, guys. We don't need to sing. Right.
Well done.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday
to you.
Happy birthday
to
Vanessa. Happy birthday to you.
Wow,
Thank
sound
you.
like a
Okay, let's take a picture.
Happy birthday.
Guys, one picture. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, one more time with Taylor. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. and my niece, Hera. Thank you. And now I would like to pass the control to our president for the president's closing. Right, Hasno, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again, KJ Lee, for conducting and bring us from the beginning, from the start until to the end of session. And I'm amazed with everyone who has successfully delivered their speech in the table topic and also in the paper speech. Kudos to all of you who are successful making winner for the table topic, paper speech, and evaluations. And I have one big announcement. At the end of our meeting, we have Elite Toastmaster Club annual general meeting, and it's open for members, registered members, and for guests, you are welcome to stay, but you can't vote. You can't cast any votes, yeah? It's only limit to the registered members, okay? And the best is members who are stay during the AGM will receive a special door fees, yeah? So stay tuned, okay? So now I don't want to spend more time on my speech. I would like to straight away move the spotlight to our guests. All right, so let's start with our first guest, Oli. Could you share your experience and what you have gathered throughout the meetings?
Hi, Hasno. Thank you, Hasno. Well, I think I've shared most of the comments the last session, but let me repeat myself that I find the enthusiasm in these groups, and the very good vibes and very positive vibes that all of you have shared. Feel very warm and feel very welcome in this group, and hope that I'll be able to join you guys moving forward. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Oli. Thank you for the feedback, and you are welcome again on our next meeting. Yeah, and let's move on to the next guest. Hi, Ting. You want to share your feedback and your experience throughout our meeting?
Yes, it was very good. I really enjoyed myself. It was I really enjoyed the positive vibes that you were all exuding, and I really had a lot of fun. So thank you very much. And I also learned a lot from the evaluation speeches as well. So it was a very entertaining and yet insightful session for me today. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Ting. Thank you. Appreciate your feedbacks, and I would like to see you again in our next meeting. Yeah, because every meeting have different experience. And Zhu Ding, you want to share your feedback and your experience throughout our meeting tonight?
Are you calling me, Wixing?
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I learned a lot, but a bit different from my expectation. Actually, I'm not sure that because I think my presentation and speaking skill is not that good, and I realized that everyone is like, whoa, so professional. So I don't know that whether I'm in the right places to learn or not. Yeah. Yeah, that's my a bit confusion. Yeah, but overall, right, I love those vibes and stuff lah. I quite love the flows and positivity. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. And anyway, every one of us in the Elite Toastmaster programs are continuously improve themselves in communication and leadership skill. That's the two key fundamentals in the Toastmasters. And to all guests, Oli, Ting, and Huizing, you are free to reach out to our Vice President of Memberships for you to know more details about the Toastmaster program and specific to the Elite Toastmaster. He will free to answer to all your inquiries. And hopefully we're able to see you again in our next meetings. Yeah. And before that, Kyle, you want to share?
Okay,
You want to
hello everyone. My name is Kyle. I am the area director of W3 who is supporting this club right here. As the members as well as the president have mentioned, the next thing is going to be the annual general meeting for Elite. So this is a business meeting, so I look forward to that session.
Thank you, Kyle. And lastly, I just noticed that you, yes, just joining us. Hi, Miyu.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. You want to share with us how's your feel?
Just want to come in and check in because I really miss the club. Being away recently, yeah, because busy with work and then family matter. But it's very good to see all of you here. Yeah, and then hope I can attend more frequently. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Miyu. So thank you again for joining our meeting, and hopefully we could see you in our AGM. Now, to all members and guests, this is at the end of our meeting tonight, and I don't have anything to say more except for take care of ourselves and see you again in our next meeting. Okay, and to guests, you are welcome to stay in our AGM meeting to understand and experience yourself how our Elite Toastmaster annual general meeting will be conducted. However, you are not permitted to cast any voting. Yeah. Okay, with that, I would like to pass the control to our chair, AGM chair, to bring us to the next session. Kyle, the control is you.
Thank you very much to Mr. President Hasno. All right, for the guests, feel free to stay if you want to. If you have other matters, you are free to attend to them. In the meantime, this is Elite's annual general meeting. May I remind all the guests as well as all the Toastmaster members right here, this is a business meeting, so please conduct yourself accordingly. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to have all of you here.